So today, really what I want to spend time with you today talking about is really around CRM, right? The customer relationship management. I will give you a flavor of how GE has been leveraging this technology throughout the years. And then I will leave you with just a few nuggets of advice around the future of this technology coming from Gartner and the Gartner hype curve. But, I think what's critical to understand, my last 7 years here with GE, I've been involved in leading the digital technology strategy as well as program management and IT operations for the sales and marketing domain. So I wanted to start first with just a quick poll to the audience. When you think about the customer relationship, who owns that relationship? Is it marketing? Is it sales? Is it services? Is it all of the above? Is it none of the above? Just from your perspective, who owns that customer relationship?
I see some responses coming in, so I'm just going to leave it up for a few more seconds. All right, I'm going to share the results for you, Keisha.
Sure. Okay. Kind of an even tie there across the board. That's interesting. But all of the above for sure. And then I'll tell you that's all right. That's right. It's really all of the above, right? But mainly sales is kind of the lead driver in the business in terms of the customer relationship, but it's definitely owned throughout multiple functions within any given business. So when you think about the customer relationship management software, for many of you that already know, it's really just managing the interaction between sales or your business and the customer using data on the history of that customer, as well as allowing the business to retain that customer and build that relationship and ultimately driving sales growth for the business, right? That's really the tool and the responsibility of a CRM. So let me just give you a flavor for GE Power before we dive into the CRM. So GE Power today manufactures and services heavy-duty gas turbines like the one you see on the screen, steam turbines, and generators. It's very much a long cycle sales process or sales business, a long cycle business. When you think about how we sell, our sales cycle can take anywhere from a few months when selling parts and repairs to almost 2 to 3 years. From the time we know a customer is thinking about building a power plant to the time we actually close that opportunity with the customer. That's kind of the sales cycle. And when you think about GE Power products specifically, GE Power provides 1/3 of the electricity for the world. So you think about how electricity is getting to your homes and your offices today, more likely they are being powered by GE Power equipment. So that gives you a feel for the business and just the overall sales cycle ultimately. So let's just kind of double click into our journey with CRM. So when we started with really looking at the customer relationship process within the business, really our focus was threefold. It was one, how do we increase the sales force effectiveness? How do we improve the engagement between sales and the customer? And then ultimately driving continuous business process within these domains of marketing and sales. So starting on this journey, back in 2006, our sales team would tell you, hey, I am the CRM, right? I know my customer. I just met with him last week or her last week. I know exactly what they want. I'm meeting their needs. They were managing their processes through spreadsheets, through PowerPoint documents, and getting, product specs out to the customers. We developed an on-prem solution and then quickly pivoted to a cloud-based technology. Most of the leading technologies that you know today is Salesforce.com in the CRM space, as well as Microsoft Dynamics. We are using Salesforce.com. So on this journey, one of the capabilities that we wanted to bring in to help drive or increase Salesforce effectiveness was really looking at our customer data. Our customer data was segmented throughout the organization between how we looked at our customers within sales and marketing to how that customer data was used downstreams within manufacturing and operations. So very dispersed customer data, no real centralization in how data was being updated and disseminated throughout the organization. So we brought in a customer MDM and really focused on centralizing that data as one of the core capabilities first with implementing the CRM. And throughout this journey, our focus was look at those capabilities today and look for the opportunities to drive the right technology solution. So our next phase was really looking at the front end of the business with marketing. So we invested in marketing automation technology, such as Marketo, that really helps you to take the leads that you're getting off of your web and really funnel that into your sales organization through salesforce.com. So looking at the lead generation or lead management tools as the first step, and then connecting the back end of the business. When you think about product configuration and making sure you're getting the right product specs out to your customers, pricing optimization, and proposal generation, we brought in an integrated CPQ technology, configure, price, quote, to help bridge that gap. Really looking at that overall business process wing to wing. So from a marketing perspective, from a lead generation, then downstream into how you configure your products and then get the proposal out the door. Quickly, 2014, a lot of the focus was on strategic accounts, so looked at strategic account planning, as well as how we were training our sales team. So we brought in sales enablement technology, such as Lessonly, to help with the onboarding process of our sales team and allowing them opportunities to better understand the win-to-win process. So kind of looking at that third prong, which is kind of continuous process improvement. And then looked at contract management. So as we started with the CPQ, configure, price, quote, and getting the proposal out the door, being a long cycle business, there was definitely opportunity for us to improve how we were giving our proposals out and sharing those contracts with our customers. So we spent time investing in a contract lifecycle management tool. Conga is what we use today in-house. Gone are the days where you're delivering documents to your customers by literally, printing them and handing them over. So we really helped our sales team by providing them this digital technology to digitally send contracts, allow for e-signing, and then the back and forth that you do legally with redlining of contracts, enabling that functionality within the business. We then, in the last few years, spent some time with the digital adoption solution. So we built out Salesforce.com over these years. And I'm going to tell you, it was a journey with the sales team, right? So when you think about how your sales engage on a day-to-day basis, they may spend, 30 to 40% of their time building relationships, another, same amount of time putting together prospects and looking at opportunity, but they spend less than 10% of their time doing administrative work inside a technology. So one of the challenges that we knew very much actually after the implementation of Salesforce was that sales was not necessarily using the tool fundamentally to move forward in their roles or to do their jobs easier. They were using the tool because, one, they know that in order for them to get a proposal to the customers, they had to enter the opportunity in Salesforce. And then two, in order for them to get paid, they had to use the CRM. So then we really started looking at how the tool was being adopted. And we brought in digital adoption software such as WalkMe that really helped integrate the experience wing to wing from while marketing is using the tools from a digital marketing perspective and generating leads, how that funnels through sales, and then how that then transcends into the CPQ with our commercial teams. So we spent some time investing in looking at that life cycle and providing some how-tos with these digital adoptions. And then we kind of anchored down on the user experience. We leveraged the Salesforce Lightning tool to truly look at ways to simplify that experience. So, you know, at any given time, it may have taken our sales team, 40 minutes just to create a new opportunity, mainly because they're bouncing between various screens or entering and had too many data touch points. So we simplified that experience for them, and that was a huge investment for the organization. We saw immediate return on that investment. And over the last year here in 2019, our focus was on content and really looking at sales content as an asset. So you think about sales content, you think about marketing brochures, you think about product catalog details or product specs that may sit in your engineering functions, content sitting in so many different PCs, shared drives throughout the organization. So we centralize that content, allowing for ease of authoring and distributing that content using tools such as Seismic in order to do so. And then a focus on mobile, allowing our sales team to be able to use mobile technology to interact directly with their customers during the meetings, as well as getting prepared prior to the meeting, for sure. So this was our journey. This was our journey throughout truly launching a CRM for this business. Fundamentally, the main reasons why CRMs fail is because sales does not use it. So the focus on really trying to drive, one, increase in Salesforce effectiveness, two, increasing the engagement between sales and our customers, and then always looking for that continuous improvement. That was our focus throughout this journey. And leveraging this technology with Salesforce has helped us along the way. And now as we're in this year of 2020, a lot of our focus is using Salesforce beyond the CRM and thinking about Salesforce as a platform to better enable the business wing to wing. So really bringing in your ERP and allowing sales to get a 360 view of the customers downstream is how we're thinking about the platform for the future. So I'm hoping that gives you some insights on how we brought in additional capabilities and improved the overall sales process using Salesforce.com. Now I'm just going to pivot and talk a little bit about the future of CRM. I'll use the Gartner hype curve to describe that for you. For those that are not familiar with the Gartner hype curve, it's really just this roller coaster view of how technology starts from that early adoption phase where technology is more of a pilot or being groomed to where it hits that point of, highly, what they consider to be the peak of inflation where, it's being used a little bit more, but has not kind of lived up to the expectation to where it kind of plateaus into driving some core capabilities and productivity for the business. So if you look at the beginning of this hype curve, you'll see functionality such as an IoT for CRM. That's really looking at the capability to have devices, your edge devices act as your customers. So having the buying power of your customers and being able to purchase without sales, right? So you're starting to see some of that with the connected homes and appliances, where appliances can detect that, your milk is running low in your refrigerator. And you need to then, provide an order to your local supermarket because you have an account there to purchase the milk and get it delivered to your home. That's very early technology now that's being tested and being vetted out for sure. But you're starting to see more companies starting to adopt some of those early technologies within the CRM space. As you kind of climb up this peak here You have technologies that's in this relationship intelligence space. That's at the top of the peak, as you can see. That's technology similar to the LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And that focused on building relationships based on your contacts that you will see in social media sites like LinkedIn. That helps you have a better understanding of who knows who, and more importantly, helps sales to generate either warm leads or referrals to additional customers. That's at the peak. Some of the challenges with that technology today is that it's often difficult to understand, looking at the landscape of your contacts, where those real relationship lies, right? So you're starting to see that slowly kind of inflate. And then as you hit the plateau, some of the technologies that are significantly now driving a level of productivity for your sales and marketing organization. Some I've already spoke to, such as, contact management tools, integrated CPQ technology, as well as what you will see in terms of sales KPIs technology and price optimization technology. Those are providing some real values. We are experiencing it here within the G-Power business, and I assume many of you that have CRMs that you're leveraging today are experiencing as well. The future is very clear. It's really about bringing in strong artificial intelligence to allow our customers to buy direct without sales, right? So Gartner says by 2025, 5 years from now, almost 50% of B2B business and B2B transactions are going to be done electronically through intelligent bots or even data exchange, EDI exchange. By 2023, businesses are still going to be looking to improve their optimization using CRM technology. And that by 2022, B2B organizations are going to be literally using technology, AI technology, to help reduce the amount of time sales is spending to prospect and to grow their business by 50%. That is significant. That is significant. So that's the future of the technology. I would just say in closing, one advice that I will continue to give this audience and any audience as you're thinking about implementing your CRM, definitely consider kind of the approach that we've taken within G-Power, which is look for opportunities to improve your Salesforce effectiveness. How do you be able to deliver the right products to your customers in a timely fashion that doesn't take your sales team far away from the overall experience, and building those relationships, as it is very much a relationship process, to spending time to increase those touch points between sales and customers, making it a little bit easier to manage the relationship. And then the third is really about truly improving the overall business process along the way. So those kind of the 1, 2, 3s in terms of, how do you better engage your teams? How do you better communicate the effectiveness of your CRM and drive the right return on investment for your product? So that's really the wrap to this presentation. I want to thank once again the Eagle Dream Technologies team for allowing me this platform to share this experience. I do welcome the questions that you may have specifically tied to what I've shared, or even some of your experiences as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Keisha. That was fantastic. I do have one question for you, if you have a couple minutes. One thing that I know from our attendees when we were doing a quick survey as people were registering, one technology that people were really interested in learning more about is artificial intelligence and Internet of Things, which you mentioned. Mm-hmm. How are you planning to encourage your team to start exploring incorporating AI or ML or IoT into your CRM strategy? Or if a company is looking to incorporate kind of those technologies, what would you recommend for next steps or getting started?
Yeah, so in getting started, a lot of that technology, as I said, it's pretty new. It's kind of in that early adoption phases. It's getting vetted out. It's really looking to see how do you better engage your customers, right? So using the technology that's going to either give you better insights on your customers' buying behaviors, what's important to them. And I would say couple that technology, couple your CRM data with what you may get on your marketing side, with your content management systems, your CMS system, as well as what you see downstream from your ERP in terms of how your customers are buying. So really look at the span of that data across your organization, the accuracy of the data across your organization. Think about it in that breath, and then think about the technology that's going to help you kind of get better insights on your customers in that sense of connecting kind of the wing to wing of the overall experience.
Awesome. No, that's great. And I think the last thing that I'd love your insight on too is from our conversations that we've had is you've had a really unique experience because you've had the perspective from the technology side and then also the marketing side. Do you have any recommendations for how to bridge the gap between technology and marketing? Because I think that's just going to get even more important as we kind of move forward in this digital transformation.
Yeah, you know what I tell all my technologists, right? And anyone I get in contact with that's in this digital technology space or in this IT space, you got to spend time understanding the business. You got to spend time understanding the business process, how it works, how it's connected, for sure. And then use the technology to help improve that process overall wing to wing, improve the experience for the users wing to wing. I think that the great thing about my career is that I've had the opportunity to work directly in the business functions, be it manufacturing and the quality, working on real problems that really impacts the bottom line of the business. Taking that experience with you to say, hey, understanding the appetite as well as the knowledge set of the technology. How do you bring the right technology in that's going to improve the overall process? And then continue to learn and innovate with that, right? So learn and optimize the overall experience wing to wing. That's kind of what I encourage every technologist. You know, be a business person first and be a technologist second, and help bridge the gap wing to wing.
Awesome. No, that's great. Thank you so much, Keisha, for taking the time. That was awesome.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.